Surprise, motherfucker. What's up? This is your friendly neighborhood Venger Satanis. What's up? This is for ShadowDark people, I guess. I'm wondering. For the algorithm, I'll just say ShadowDark, 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 ShadowDark. You get that algorithm? All right. So show this to like the ShadowDark people. Cools? Cool. Okay. So I don't know a ton about the system. I know a little bit about light sources being, a big deal, a resource that there's a mechanical way to track and things like that. I was having a discussion around GaryCon with my buddy Colin, and we were talking about how you could use Shalt, the campaign setting, with ShadowDark if you, for whatever reason, didn't want to use Crimson Dragon Slayer D20 or Dungeon Crawl Classics or Old School Essentials or whatever. You could definitely use it with ShadowDark, but one of the principal things about ShadowDark is the whole lighting thing. And the thing about Shalt is there's a lot of magic, there's some high technology, and there's also just a lot of weird shit. And a lot of that weird shit, along with the magic and quite a bit of high-tech things, glow. There's illumination preceded or followed by some weird lurid color. And I mean, that's just kind of like a normal trope of Chult. And so we were thinking like, well, you could use ShadowDark, but that aspect would be kind of hard. But then I was thinking more about the Mega Dungeon Kremzam Irixam, which I'm very proud of. And that's the focal point, I think, of Chartreuse Shadows. Chartreuse Shadows has a lot of little minor adventures, like shorter, like one-shot type adventures. And it's got some great tables and some terrific advice on game mastering Chult. So I'm wondering, the thing about, so Kremzam Irixam, at least the first 3 levels, is completely saturated with this Magenta Illumination that just kind of like creeps and seethes, and the whole place is just steeped in it. When you're walking around Kremzam Irixam, it's like you're bathing in this weird magenta illumination that I kind of borrowed the concept from one of my favorite H.P. Lovecraft films, From Beyond. And so it not only gives you kind of just a weird otherworldly vibe aesthetically, but there are things in that, and just like with the resonator, it can call or summon forth weird creatures. And also, as a kind of hilarious and sleazy byproduct, it makes humanoids, and maybe other things, extremely horny after a while. Which is why the culture down there is, at times, hypersexualized. And then that's like a whole thing. And that's one of the whole vibe. I mean, Kremzam Irixam, it's a mega dungeon, so it has many different vibes. But that's one of the vibes is, it's sleazy, and it's, sexual and erotic, and that whole thing. So anyway, getting to my point, I was wondering if you could sort of repurpose the lighting mechanics from ShadowDark to and incorporate the magenta illumination from Kremzam Irixam. Is there a way to do that easily and naturally? Just off the top of my head, maybe you set, because I know there's a timer thing involved, so you set a timer, and then at that time, if you haven't had some sort of sexual release by then, now is the time to do it. And if you don't take advantage of that, then you get some sort of penalty. It could be as simple as you get disadvantage on your rolls, or maybe just your D20 rolls, or whatever. Or it could be something else. It doesn't just have to be like horniness or sexuality. It could be, cosmic horror as well, just like From Beyond. But I don't know. I haven't, like I said, I haven't fully explored ShadowDark enough where I could like easily just be like, oh yeah, you could just swap this for that, and then this could lead to that, carry the two. So if you are familiar with ShadowDark, especially the lighting rules and resources and that whole shtick, let me know if that could easily be done. If you know of a way, if you're thinking of a way, maybe thinking of something right now, and you want to share that, comment down below. Also, if you are interested in using Chult, the Eldritch Gonzo science fantasy post-apocalyptic campaign setting with ShadowDark, I would love to know that too. And I would love to hear about your campaign. And if you let me know about it, if you have like a video series or just a single YouTube video or a blog post or several blog posts, or your campaign is somewhere else on the internet, you let me know and I will let other people know. I will read it with great interest, and I will let other people, other fans of Chult, know about it, and then they can read it, and we can all be sort of one big Chult community. Colin has also said that he's very interested in creating a Chult zine, so he's kind of researching and thinking about that. I'm hoping we can get that going by VengerCon 2 in July. So I'm hoping that coalesces sometime around June. So we have like maybe a month and a half to prepare for this and get the first issue out. I would love the first issue of the Chult zine by VengerCon 2. I think that's a hard goal that we have. I would love to see that. There's another Chult review. Shadow and Sun did a great 10-minute hype review that was very flattering, and I loved hearing it. And then Wolfgar Ravenclaw, I think that I remember. I'm really bad with names. I think that's his name. He did, and I'll put a link down in the description below. He did a whole 2.5 hour Chult Trilogy review and discussion, and after like 45 minutes his co-host came on and they were talking back and forth and had shared different ideas about what you could do with a campaign setting and how you could mix and match with these other things and the highlights. They had a couple little minor criticisms too, which was good to hear, but 99% was just all positive or super positive, and so I was very gratified to hear that. And it gives me hope that Chult has a future, because I want to keep going with it. I think that this is just the beginning. There's the webcomic, and eventually next year I want to get started on Chult's book 4 of the trilogy. And there's the zine that's going to come out, and there's VengerCon itself, the Madison, Wisconsin convention in July. And there was the Chult Game Jam back at the beginning of the year. And I also want to do another Game Jam for Chult in time for VengerCon 2. So also in July. So probably start that like, I don't know, maybe mid-June, so people have time to like get things ready by, I think VengerCon 2 is July 21st, 22nd, 23rd, I think. And I'll put a bunch of links down there in the description below, because so you can find it. Get a ticket. Attendance is limited to 100 attendees. It's just role-playing games, just old school OSR and traditional role-playing games the whole weekend, and that's it. There's not any big fancy other things or celebrities or a dealer room you can walk around in, or computer games, board games, card games, cosplay. None of that. There's just a bunch of people, a bunch of guys hanging out, gaming, eating together, maybe having a couple drinks afterwards in the bar. And otherwise, we're just gaming or talking about gaming, and I don't know, just a whole camaraderie, fellowship, friends hanging out, doing our thing, and you get a whole lot of gaming in one weekend, especially for those people that might only get one session a month or something like that. You can fit 10 sessions in just one weekend of different role-playing games, like full-length sessions, like 4-hour sessions, if you wanted to. That is a shitload of gaming. So if you want to get caught up on it, because your normal schedule only allows for like maybe once a month or once every couple weeks or something like that, and you get bumped because of holidays and vacations and things like that, this is a great way to just cram so much gaming into one weekend. VengerCon. I think that's it. But yeah, for Shadowrun people, or ShadowDark, not Shadowrun, but maybe Shadowrun too, let me know. If you have a solution to that, I will also look into it and sort of wrap my game design brain around the essentials once I fully find out about it and educate myself. Because I'm intrigued. I think there's a way through there. Instead of, being wary that your light source is going out, you have to be aware that the Magenta Illumination is going to, warp you in a way that you might not like. It might violate you in certain ways that brings the horror, both cosmic and venereal, perhaps. I don't know. I'm also in the back of my mind thinking of another mega dungeon for book 4, and I would kind of like to do something similar. So if we can get that going, that would be a cool addition for book 4 of the Chult Trilogy. I would like to introduce that if that's something that fits and works. So we'll see. ShadowDark people, let me know. Thanks everybody for your support and your love and your everything. And if you're doing something Chult related or Corthalis Publishing related, share it with me. I would love to read it. I would love to share it with other people. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm obviously on YouTube. All the things. Thanks for watching my last few videos. And I would love to see you at VengerCon. Meet you in person. Maybe sign some things. Talk gaming. I would love to have you in one of my sessions as a player. Maybe I can talk someone into running something cool, Chult or Alpha Blue, and then I could play, and then you could play like right alongside me. You could be over here, you could be over there. I'm a lot of fun as a player, even though I never hardly ever get to do it. That would be a lot of fun for me to get to play. Colin has already volunteered to Game Master at some point, so that would be fun. And then I could just I could go wild. I have to restrain myself sort of, unless I'm role-playing an NPC as the Game Master. And even then, I try to not steal the show. But if I was a player, I wouldn't be on all the time, because I don't want to, steal the limelight from the other players. But when it was my turn to shine, I would fucking crank it up to 11. And that would be fun to see. Someone could record that, and then it could go viral. And then maybe that's how we get a legitimate Chult the movie. Who knows? Is that the prophecy? We'll see.